You think you're ready for the next recession, but you're not. Most people believe having a savings account and a steady job makes them recession-proof. Here's the reality. During the last recession, 40% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency, and unemployment hit levels we hadn't seen since the Great Depression. But here's what separates those who thrive from those who barely survive: preparation. I'm going to show you 5 specific actions you can complete this weekend that will recession-proof your finances. These aren't complicated investment strategies or get-rich-quick schemes. They're simple moves that take maybe 6 hours total but could save you years of financial stress. The difference between being prepared and unprepared isn't just about money. It's about sleep, relationships, and peace of mind when everyone else is panicking.
Let's talk about building your real safety net. Everyone tells you to save 3 to 6 months of expenses. That advice misses the point entirely. During a recession, your expenses don't stay the same, and neither does your income. Here's what actually happens. Your car breaks down right when you can't afford to fix it. Your health insurance gets more expensive. Your rent goes up while your hours get cut. The standard emergency fund calculation assumes your life stays exactly the same during the worst economic conditions. It doesn't. So let's calculate your actual recession survival number. Start with your monthly expenses, but add 20% for inflation and unexpected costs. Now, multiply by 8 months, not 6. Why 8? Because the average recession lasts 11 months, and it takes time to find new work even after things improve. But here's the part nobody explains. Where you park this money matters more than how much you save. A regular savings account earning 0.01% is basically losing money to inflation. You need a high-yield savings account that's FDIC insured but actually grows your emergency fund while you're not using it. Look for accounts offering at least 4% APY. That means your emergency fund is making money instead of just sitting there. Online banks like Marcus, Ally, or Capital One consistently offer better rates than traditional banks because they don't have physical branches to maintain. Now, the automation strategy that actually works. Most people try to save whatever's left at the end of the month. There's never anything left. Instead, treat your emergency fund like a bill you have to pay. Set up an automatic transfer for the day after your paycheck hits. Start with just $50 if that's all you can manage. The key is consistency, not the amount. Your brain adapts to having less spending money faster than you think. Here's the micro strategy for people who swear they can't save anything. The $5 rule. Every time you buy something that costs less than $5, transfer $5 to your emergency fund. Coffee, snacks, small purchases. You're already spending the money so you won't miss it. Another approach. Save every $20 bill you get as change. Don't break 20s for small purchases. When you get a 20, it goes straight into savings. Most people save $200 to $400 per month this way without feeling it. The envelope method works too, but make it automatic. Create separate savings accounts for different purposes: emergency fund, car repairs, medical expenses. When your paycheck hits, money automatically flows into each envelope. You can't spend what you can't see. But what if you're living paycheck to paycheck? Start with your tax refund. The average refund is over $3,000. That's already a solid emergency fund base. Don't spend it on a vacation or new TV. Park it in that high-yield savings account and build from there. Look at your subscriptions. The average person pays for 12 subscriptions but only uses 5 regularly. Cancel the ones you forgot about. That's probably $50 to $100 per month right there. Check your phone bill. Most people overpay by $30 to $50 monthly for data they don't use. Switch to a cheaper plan or carrier. That's $600 per year in automatic savings. Your emergency fund isn't just about surviving job loss. It's about having options when life gets expensive. When your car needs repairs, you pay cash instead of adding credit card debt. When your hours get cut, you have time to find better work instead of taking the first desperate offer. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every dollar in your emergency fund is a dollar of breathing room when things get tight. And during a recession, breathing room becomes the difference between making smart decisions and panic decisions. Start today, even if it's just $20. Your future self will thank you when everyone else is scrambling.
Now, let's talk about cutting the financial bleeding now, right now. Your mortgage isn't the debt that's going to destroy you during a recession. It's that credit card with the $8,000 balance you've been making minimum payments on for 3 years. High-interest debt becomes a financial death spiral when your income drops. Here's why. If you're paying $200 monthly on a credit card with 22% interest, only about $50 goes toward the actual balance. The rest is pure interest. When you lose your job or get your hours cut, that minimum payment becomes impossible to maintain, and the balance starts growing faster than you can pay it down. This is where the 7% rule saves your financial life. Any debt with an interest rate above 7% gets priority treatment. Credit cards, personal loans, car loans with terrible rates. These need to disappear before the next recession hits. Why 7%? Because that's roughly what you can expect from long-term stock market returns. If your debt costs more than 7%, you're guaranteed to lose money by investing instead of paying it off. The math is simple. Paying off an 18% credit card debt gives you an instant 18% return on your money. No investment can guarantee that. Start by listing every debt you have. Write down the balance, minimum payment, and interest rate. Now, rank them by interest rate highest first. This is your debt elimination roadmap. But here's where most people mess up. They try to pay extra on everything at once. That's like trying to fill 5 buckets with a garden hose. Focus all your extra payments on the highest rate debt while making minimums on everything else. Once the first debt is gone, roll that entire payment into the next highest rate. This is called the debt avalanche method, and it saves you thousands in interest. During recessions, minimum payments become financial quicksand. Companies get desperate and start raising interest rates on existing balances. Your 15% credit card suddenly becomes 25%. Your minimum payment jumps from $150 to $300. If you're already struggling, this pushes you over the edge. Here are 3 debt moves you can make this week. First, call your credit card companies and ask for lower interest rates. Seriously, just ask. Tell them you're considering transferring the balance to a competitor with a better rate. About 60% of people who ask get some kind of reduction. Second, look into balance transfer cards with 0% introductory rates. You can often get 12 to 18 months with no interest, giving you breathing room to actually pay down the principal. Just make sure you can pay it off before the promotional rate expires, or you'll be worse off than when you started. Third, consider the debt snowball method if you need psychological wins. Instead of focusing on interest rates, pay off the smallest balances first. It's not mathematically optimal, but if seeing accounts disappear keeps you motivated, the psychological benefit might be worth the extra interest cost. But here's the critical timing question. When should you stop paying extra on debt and start hoarding cash instead? When recession warning signs appear. If unemployment rates start rising in your industry, if your company starts talking about layoffs, if economic indicators start flashing red, that's when you pivot. Switch from debt elimination mode to cash preservation mode. Make minimum payments on everything and stockpile every extra dollar. During a recession, cash is king. You need liquidity more than you need a perfect debt-to-income ratio. This might seem counterintuitive. You're paying more in interest by not aggressively paying down debt. But if you lose your job, having $5,000 in cash is infinitely more valuable than having $5,000 less debt. Cash pays rent and buys groceries. Lower debt balances don't. The key is recognizing when to make this switch. Watch unemployment rates in your area and industry. Monitor your company's financial health. Pay attention to economic forecasts. When storm clouds gather, batten down the hatches. Your goal right now, while times are good, is to eliminate the debt that will sink you when times get tough. Every high-interest balance you eliminate is one less monthly obligation when your income gets squeezed.